Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, where I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 selections for tomorrow's horse racing action, which will feature the big race of the day, which is the Irish Derby, which we will get stuck into a bit later on in this vlog. But I'm just going to run through on how today's selections ran. It wasn't a great day today. The only horse that ran creditably was Restraint of Trade at Cartmel, where at one point it looked like it was going to win the race when it jumped the last, but it just got reeled in by two other horses, but still ran a good, respectable performance in third place. We managed to get that horse at 7-1, so that wasn't a bad bet there. We also had Kitty Boo, who was travelling quite comfortably in the race today, but kind of ran out of steam towards the last furlong or so, and possibly that's a little bit too far for this horse, as it was Upton Trip today, but still ran creditably back in fourth place. Other horses that ran were two other disappointments. It was Cosmic Ray at Chester in the 8:15, blew the start. If you get the inside draw, you have to capitalise on it, but normally if you get a good start and you're on stool 1 at Chester, you will normally run a good race, and unfortunately Cosmic Ray blew the start, and he was always up against it from the word go, so he was back in midfield there. And then the other disappointment horse was Alcanesh, I should say, at Newmarket. Very disappointing performance there. Ryan Moore aboard there. He kind of held the horse back at the back of the field, and it didn't really have any gas when it came to the pressure moment of the race, so that was really disappointing there. To be honest, I did mention last night I find it really hard to back Ryan Moore. Every time I back him, he always lets me down. Every time I don't back him, when I don't think his horse is capable to win, it normally wins. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Ryan Moore's one of those jockeys that I can never get right, a bit like trainers as well. One of the trainers that I can normally never get right is Venetia Williams. Classic example of me. I normally back one of her horses, doesn't win. When I don't back her horses, it always wins. So yeah, you might want to watch out for those trends of mine. So definitely back the opposite to normally what I tip probably. But I'm going to be getting stuck into tomorrow's horse racing action. If you're new on the channel here, I'm looking to be a horse racing journalist sometime in the near future. Going back to university to study a Masters in Sports Broadcasting Journalism, and it's absolutely my dream job to work in horse racing journalism. So this channel is helping me achieve that goal. But I do enjoy doing these predictions, even though I'm absolutely rubbish normally. But I have had several good days, and we had a really good day, or meeting I should say, at Ascot last week, and we've had quite a few good days, but it was a bit disappointing today. But anyway, that's not to deter you. I'm going to be getting stuck into tomorrow's horse racing action, and the first race we kick off tomorrow is quite a big race of the day in the Northumberland Plate in the 3:30 at Newcastle. Horse we've backed here is a horse called Natural Scenery, which is trained by Syed bin Sarur, and Josephine Gordon takes a ride here for the Godolphin team. This horse loves Newcastle, to be fair. It's a previous course and distance winner, and it's a multiple course winner as well, so no problem with the course at Newcastle. Also as well, it finished 6th last time on All-Weather Champions Day at Lingfield in a race where it didn't kind of get a go at things. It kind of got boxed in and never got a chance to fully put down and apply some pressure amongst the field. So that was kind of a disappointing day that day. I think you could possibly put a line through that form. He also gets on well with Josephine Gordon. Josephine's had a winner on him at Newcastle, so I think that's definitely good. And also as well, he's a stayer, and you need horses staying the trip. It's over 2 miles long. It's quite a competitive handicap, to be fair. I know Sir Mark Prescott's got a very dangerous runner. That was the other one I was tempted to go for, but I thought at the prices, Natural Scenery was currently 15-2 bookmakers at the moment, and I definitely thought that horse should be at least making the frame, and that's why I've gone for that horse there. So Natural Scenery is our first selection at Newcastle tomorrow in the 3:30. Our second selection tomorrow sees us go to Newmarket in the 4:20, and again another pretty competitive race, but I've selected a horse here that I think can run a good race tomorrow. It's called Nathania, which is the daughter of Nathaniel, who's a top class sire. Great pedigree there. I think he's related to Galileo as well, actually, so that's even more of a good pedigree. This horse is trained by Richard Hughes, and Sylvester de Souza will take the ride tomorrow. It finished in Curragh in 2nd place on its handicap debut last time, behind a horse called White Chocolate. It's going in the right direction. It won a maiden at Bath prior to that, so there's lots of more scope for improvement tomorrow. He's off a fair handicap mark of 85. pretty good in the weights as well, receiving some weight from its rivals tomorrow. And I thought definitely that this horse could be interesting tomorrow. And at 4-1 bookmakers, I thought that was a fair price to definitely be amongst the contenders there tomorrow. Our third selection tomorrow sees us go over to Ireland for the big meeting there for the Irish Derby. But this isn't the Irish Derby we're going for. We're going in the 440 here with a horse called True Blue Moon. And again, another tough race to work out, but I thought he was quite a bit of value actually. At 10-1 I managed to snap him at. He's quite an interesting horse. He's going up in trip tomorrow. I think you can forgive his Royal Ascot performance, even though he did finish in 6th place in that race. He finished 3rd in like his race, as it were, because both in that race there was both groups basically spread out on the track. He managed to finish 3rd on his side, and I think it was the stand side that actually won that race. But again, those kind of races at Ascot can be forgiven because they were very hard races, a lot of horses, and the draw really did matter at Ascot, even though it was kind of strange how sometimes it worked on the stand side, and then when you thought it was going on the stand side, it would be on the other side of the course, away from this course that was running well. So it was hard to tell. He ran a credible display in the Norfolk, and I think he could bounce back tomorrow. And at 10-1, I thought that was quite a fair price, as he had 2 previous encouraging runs under his belt. And he's trained by Joseph O'Brien, Aidan O'Brien's son, who's a very good and upcoming trainer, especially in Ireland, and he's starting to be a little bit of a thorn in his dad's side, but he's probably learned a lot from his dad as well. And also his brother Donacha O'Brien will take the ride tomorrow, who's a good jockey book in there. So I thought True Blue Moon in the 440 at Curragh was definitely an interesting proposition. Our last selection tomorrow sees us go to the Irish Derby, which is undoubtedly the big meeting of the day. Biggest race of the day, I should say, sorry. But this horse that I'm going to select here is a long shot here. And some of you might be thinking, why the hell is he back this horse? Well, the horse I'm going for here is a horse called Grandee, which is trained by Jessica Harrington, I should say. And one of her main jockeys, Colmore Donahue, will take the ride. Now, Jessica Harrington's had a terrific year, as we all know, winning the Cheltenham Gold Cup with Size and John, having a great Cheltenham Festival, having a great Punchestown Festival. She's had a few good horses on the flat as well, especially Alpha Centauri and Brother Bear, which look really promising types. This horse here is also another good horse, and I think could be a surprise package in the race tomorrow. It's such a big price at 33-1. The reason I think so is because this horse is a stayer, and in a race like this, you need to stay. I think even though you've got Wings of Eagles, you've got Cracksman, and you've also got Whitergeist, I think you can question mark some of their ability. Wings of Eagles no doubtably won the Derby, and there has been a few subsequent winners of that. More notably, Ben Battle and Permian at Royal Ascot managed to come back and win their races at Royal Ascot, so the form there could look strong. But Winds of Eagles, I'm not saying it was a fluke, because if you actually look back at it, its only seasonal reappearance run was at Chester, where it ran on really well towards the end. It's got Ryan Moore aboard tomorrow, so if you're watching what I was saying, probably go for Wings of Eagles. But I'm not sure about Ryan Moore on this horse. Possibly, I'm just not a fan of him right now. But that's probably another issue for another time. But I think the race was very set up for Wings of Eagles that day, and it'd be interesting to see how he takes to Curragh. I just think he's maybe ran a bit of a career best in the Derby, and I won't be backing him tomorrow. You've also got Cracksman, who's an interesting horse from John Gosden. Pat Smullen takes the ride here, as Frankie Dettori still injured, who would have probably taken the ride if he was fit. Cracksman ran, again, a good race in the Derby, finished in 3rd place, but I just think that this could be possibly a little bit too far for Cracksman, and he's still learning his trade a bit, so I'm not so keen to go with him yet, but he could absolutely come out and run an absolute blinder tomorrow, so he is still an interesting one to watch. Also as well, you've got the French raider Whitergeist from Andre Fabre, bringing him over to Ireland tomorrow, which brings in some good form. Second last time out in a major race in France, where it only just got beaten, but I thought for this horse, the step up and trip probably won't suit it tomorrow, because if you actually watch the last race, it was being reeled in towards the end and only just managed to clinch on second. So I think that could be a little bit too far up for it tomorrow. And I thought Grandee, with it being a stayer, being also a previous course winner at Curragh, could be good value at 33 to 1 and could make the frame if they go a good gallop. And this horse normally likes to be delivered quite late. And even though you could say that's how Wings of Eagles won the Derby, I just thought that at the prices, Grandee looked interesting and had been running really well of late and could possibly step up and be an unexpected winner tomorrow. So that's a bit of a controversial one there. Let us know who you think will win. You're probably either going to go for Wings of Eagles, Cracksman or Wildergeist. But if there's anything else at a bigger price, let us know in the comments box below who you think will win the Irish Derby tomorrow. Also as well, leave us your tips for what you think will run well. If you've got any long shots, please let us know, because I know some of you have been making predictions of long shots on Saturdays and apparently they always come in. I'm not sure if they always do, but yeah, let us know in the comments box below if you've got any red hot fancies for this weekend. Also as well, please subscribe to us at the channel for more daily horse racing content. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Lucky15. You can also like us on Facebook as well. Like I say, I prefer Twitter for promotion, so you're more likely to hear from us more on Twitter than you are Facebook, so follow us there. Also as well, gamble responsibly, don't gamble too much. We want to have your money for a good time for the weekend, especially as it was payday for a lot of people today. So hope everyone has a fun weekend with their horse racing bets. So yeah, gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.